attempting to make this perfect is ridiculous because nothing about my journey is perfect. I go by the name Idris French. If this is your first time tuning in, I would like to welcome you to the Flair podcast. Right now, what I am sharing with people is my journey and how I was able to overcome and battle depression, my experience. What I will share with you, what worked for me might not work for you. But when we get there, we'll dive into that deeper. But right now, I want to pick back up where I left off with episode 4. And again, if this is your first time tuning in, I encourage you to go back and watch those. But even if you don't, I appreciate you for just tuning in. I really do. So I'm in Orlando. Let me pick up there. I'm in Orlando. I was doing valet. I was working downtown Orlando at the Aloft Hotel. I also was still in school doing work. You can imagine I didn't really have a social life. I made time, but you know what I mean? Whatever. It was a mass shooting. I don't know if you remember a mass shooting back in 2016, I believe. 2016, it was a mass shooting in Orlando at Club Post. The name of the club was Post. There was a family that was affected by that. They had lost their mother. I believe she worked there. A concert was held for her by Dejan, was a person that played a part of making it come together, and I was able to be a part and perform for it. So I was grateful for that. Thank you. At the time the shooting happened, I was actually working maybe a couple blocks away. Again, I'm at the hotel. All I see is cop cars just flying. Boom, 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 boom. And I didn't know what was going on until I found out that that's what was occurring. A sad situation. The family was amazing. I appreciate them. Forgive me for not being able to name them right now. But some things just will live with you forever. That's one of the moments that will live with me forever. Just experiencing that ugly time in America, ugly time in life. As I move along in my journey, I'm deciding between New York, LA, or Atlanta after I got my master's degree in entertainment business. My mom came out to Orlando to see me graduate along with my friend. My friend actually came out as well. Share me, I appreciate you. Mom, thank you. I got my degree. I did it. I graduated. I felt accomplished. It's like, all right, now what's next? What's next? I met with my counselor. I don't really remember her sharing anything with me really other than New York, LA, or Atlanta. She was attractive too. So maybe that's why I couldn't remember anything. I don't know. Byro and Meg moved back to Atlanta. They made their decision. I was in transition. I was packing my crib up by myself. I didn't have anybody there. It's so much that I want to share, but I just want to make sure, I don't want to go over that time right there. I'm packing up the crib. It was a hurricane coming. And so, Byro being from Florida, people being from Florida, they're like, oh, like the hurricane, cool. It's not going to do it. Everything be good. We can stay here. Me, I'm not from there. I'm like, yo, I got to get the hell up out of here. I'm thinking of Katrina. I'm thinking about all the terrible things I've seen on TV. I'm like, how the hell will I be able to manage that? I wouldn't be able to. I called Byro, and he's like, yo, bro, just board up the windows. I'm like, board up the windows? So I packed the crib up the next day, packed everything up. It was raining. The clouds were low. It was crazy. I'm like, man, I hope I beat this hurricane. This is insane. I had to pack the whole crib up by myself. I didn't have any help. Those were humbling times for me, by the way. I also had the tow truck because I couldn't drive my Honda Civic back up. She wasn't going to make it. Just being realistic. I loaded her up all by myself. All by myself. I don't know how I did it. I cannot remember. But when you have the determination to get something done, believe that you could do it. I couldn't tell you how I did it, but I did it. Let me move along in this story. I get back to Atlanta. I had to come back out to Orlando one last time, and that was to do the show that I just told you about. I did that. It was a success. Met great people. Still friends with some of those people. When I say friends, I mean I contact them. We contact each other. It's a beautiful time. Beautiful time in my life. And now we're back in Atlanta, and it's literally like I had to start from ground zero. Mind you, I did not find out what I was dealing with just yet. Did not find out. But now we can get into it. We can get into it now. It was the girl I was talking to. We got together. We had history from Savannah State days. We had history. So now it's like I'm pursuing it. I had grew my hair out. I had lost the weight. I transitioned in my life. You know what I mean? I started to get I just started to be more aware of my body and things that I wanted to change, things I wanted to do. She didn't like it. My hair, she didn't like it. She liked the low cut. So I cut my hair for her. And that same day I cut my hair, I got with her. I was like, yo, like, I want to be with you. And from there, we was together. And it was a good, I think it lasted 3 months maybe. Something like that. Mind you, in my music career, it was, when I got back, I was with my mom. I had to move back with my mom. I didn't have a job. I had to get a job. I was working at DoubleTree. I tried to do valet. I was working a slave shift. I dropped that job. I'm like, man, I can't do this. I started doing the DoubleTree, being a bellman, driving the shuttle. That was me driving the shuttle. It was hard times. All while I had a girlfriend. And I still wanted to do music. She couldn't see the vision like I could. Literally, outside of Barrow, I can't even, honestly, I could not name a lot of people. I had to just be honest with myself how I felt at the time. Outside of Barrow, I felt like nobody could see the vision like I could. No one could see what I wanted to get. My girlfriend was one of those people, the girlfriend at the time. So it was keep her happy or go after my dream. And it was a tug of war between the two. I had a show, a performance at this open mic. Barrow was the person that sent it to me because I was literally doing nothing music related for about, when I was back in Atlanta in 2016, for that whole, October to December, through December, January. I was doing nothing for 3-4 months. I didn't do nothing. He was like, man, get out here, man. You got to perform. You got to do this. You got to get after it. That's why I said no one else could see the vision because no one else was doing that for me. He did that for me. With him doing that, I went to the show. She came out. She saw it. And it's like, I ain't saying I did a great job. I did my thing. I was still growing. When I got done, like, me and her together, she's like, man, I was nervous for you. Like, I had to stop breathing. I'm thinking to myself, like, what are you talking about? All in all, she came out. Thank you for coming out to the show. Moving on, like, we was together maybe 3 months. I mean, maybe 6 months in total, but it was over after 3 months. It was over. She was dealing with what she was dealing with. I was dealing with what I was dealing with. I was sacrificing a lot of myself just to please this woman, where I was going outside of my character just to be able to make her happy. And it was killing me. It was killing me deeply inside. I wasn't making any good music. It was just killing me, man. We broke up. I was heartbroken. I was lost. I was this and that. And now I'm going to share with you the moment that I found that I had depression, man. I went to go stay with another girl. I'm sleeping in her bed, and I felt alone. And I was up. I could not sleep. I had to go to work the next day, still working at the DoubleTree. I get in the car, man. I put on this song. I was listening to Big Crit song. And literally, I lie to you not, tears just started coming down my eyes. As I'm driving to work, I'm bawling. And I say to myself out loud, what is wrong with me? Like, what is going on? I needed to figure this out. So I hit up Megan Barrow, and I tell them, yo, I need to link up with y'all. I got to tell y'all something. and we meet up at Yellow River Park or something like that. I don't remember the exact name. It's in Lithonia, Georgia. We meet up there. We take this walk on this trail, and I tell them, I say, "Yo, I need to tell you because I want to beat this, but I'm battling with depression right now. I'm depressed." And I didn't notice at first. I was just burying a lot of things. When my grandma passed, I buried that. I didn't deal with the right way. When my mom and dad wasn't together, I was dealing with the fact that I didn't grow up in a happy home like that. I was dealing with that, just buried under. Right? But daddy issues is what they call it. It's just buried. I didn't deal with anything that had related to me crying or facing it head on. I didn't do that. And it was just so much just piled up over time that it just started pouring out. And it was the little boy in me that needed to get out. I didn't let myself heal the right way. And that's what I realized. I'm getting passionate about this. I went over my time. I have to cut this short right now. But the next episode, episode 6, we will dive into this right here because this is a time that it changed my life. When I finally decided to face it, deal with it, I wanted to get better for myself. This is the time where things started working in my favor. And I share more with you. Excuse me. I'm getting like the emotions is rising right now. Whew. But I will share with you what I was able to do for me to get better. The last thing I will say is, because I have to leave you with something, confide in your friends, man. If you don't have anybody to talk to, I always tell people, yo, call me. They think that I'm joking when I say that. Excuse me, I'm tearing up. But they think I'm joking when I say, like, if you have nobody to call me. Because I've been there where I feel like I didn't have anybody to talk to. And it doesn't always have to be your parent, man. It could be anybody. So call me if you need, like, find me. Get in touch with me. I'm not a hotline. I'm not saying I have the answers, but damn it, you need somebody to listen to you. And I just want to be an ear. Oh man, I gotta take. I got cut off. Again, this is the Flair Week podcast. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Now I ain't know this was gonna happen to me, man. Shit. Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up. Y'all stay dangerous, man. Get everybody come up to the stage. Come close to the stage.